Hi and welcome back to Lookers Skoda. We'd like to thank you for joining us here today. Obviously it's the first time for the dealership and the company to host an event like this. So all the staff inside are really excited. So let's go in and have a quick look. Obviously the Octavia is very different to the previous generation and what everybody is used to. So as you can see, it's here under cover. Now before we unveil, let's see the car on the road. Welcome back to the showroom, so hopefully you've enjoyed the video of the drive of the vehicle. I'm going to introduce you now to our new Octavia expert, Michael, who is just going to go through some of the features of the vehicle in a little bit more in depth.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, the new 2020 Skoda Octavia. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to go through a little bit more detail and add a bit of flesh to the bones on what Mike's already presented to you in regard to the brand new Octavia. So if you'd like to follow me, let's start walking around this car, have a little look at some of the features that we've got on this vehicle. So we'll start at the front, make our way around. First and foremost, I want to point out to you our matrix headlights. Real revolution. These controlled by 16 different LEDs. What this does mean is that you can have your full beam on your car pretty much all the time, and it will single out and it will detect when there are cars coming the opposite direction. It will single out drivers in other cars, and it will recognise things far up the road ahead of you, and obviously adapt the light accordingly so you're not dazzling people on a day-to-day basis. Ideal for those dark, wintry British days. If you want to follow me around a little bit further, you'll be used to this, but it is incorporated into a fantastically styled new grille. This is our front assist pod. This is a safety system which allows you to bring the car to a stop safely, and it basically modulates the brakes so it will stop you in an emergency. You've got front sensors, of course, and on this vehicle you've got quite a few new safety systems. You have got the turn assist as well. You've got the exit warning. You've got front collision assist. You've got traffic assist. All of these pretty much contributed towards the 5-star NCAP rating that the Octavia's got, which means it really is class leading when it comes to safety for you and your family. If you'd like to follow me around here, you'll notice we've got some new design wheels. These go all the way up to a 19-inch on the first edition. They aren't quite that big, but they are fantastically looking. If we sweep back down, you'll see as standard we've got our electrically adjustable and heated mirrors further up top. And this first edition comes with keyless entry. It's a first for the Octavia in so much as that we've got keyless entry for the rear as well now, which obviously makes things a little bit handier when bundling the family in after a shopping trip or a holiday. So around to the rear of the vehicle, and the first thing to notice, we've got the dynamic indicators, much more responsive than a standard light, powered by LEDs, and of course much easier for the pedestrians and for other road users to see. Let's have a little look inside the class leading boot. This estate sports 640 litres. You've got a flat low bay which drops down even further with the variable boot floor. You've got space for a good sized proper tyre in there. You've got a few functions in here which make life a little bit simpler, like being able to drop the seat straight down. You've got the tension programs, net programs, you've got hooks, you've got a replaceable tonneau. It really is a very, very practical car. The Octavia always has been. We know how good it's been, and this just takes it that one step further. I mentioned before, you've got a couple of extra safety systems on these cars. You've got the exit warning, and you've got the turn assist as well. If there's a cyclist coming up behind you, there's going to be a warning before you open the door, which is hopefully going to give that little bit of extra time to make sure that everybody around the car is nice and safe and sound, and of course your car remains nice and safe as well. So welcome to the interior of the new 2020 Octavia. Let me give you a little bit of a walk around. I'll try and praise this as much as possible because the amount of tech that we've got in here is phenomenal. We'll start on the right, sweep our way around. Let's start with the digital dashboard that we've got here, the virtual cockpit. A phenomenal piece of kit, really, really, really lustrous, well pixelated. You can see you've got so many different options. You've got your navigation screen there, you've got all your safety systems, warnings, speeds, everything you're possibly going to need to know contained in there. You've got a fantastic two-spoke steering wheel now on this. They do come with a three-spoke on the sport version, but mostly you're going to be looking at the new look for the Octavia steering wheels. It's got some really, really big focus on ergonomics in this car. First and foremost, these knurled dials here that you've got to allow you to zoom, click, adjust, and basically toggle through all of your safety systems and your navigation. Really, really intuitive, really easy to use, really, really nice to work with. You've got, of course, automatic lights on these cars, as we looked a little bit earlier on, and of course the adaptive cruise control. Really great safety system, keeps you at a set distance from the car in front, and really does make life much, much easier on those longer motorway journeys. Then we're going to go on to our infotainment. This is a real step change from the previous models, and I'll explain now how. So we'll just scroll through, show you some of the functions here, show you how bright and wonderful these screens are and how easy they are to use. You've got the usual, you've got SmartLink, which means you can obviously use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and MirrorLink. Means your media systems are phenomenal in this car. You've got Bluetooth, you've got wireless LAN, you've got, of course, the SmartLink that I mentioned, but you really do have huge amounts of technology to keep the family entertained on those longer trips. And you've got your climate system, very intuitive again. Press one button, it all comes straight up on the screen. Really, really simple and easy to use. Again, you've got mode settings on this car as well, so you can individualize how the vehicle drives, how it works underneath you, how the chassis is working at any one time. But nice, quick and easy, and ergonomic controls just there. Thing to point out here, of course, you've got this lovely slider here now, touchscreen, controls your volume and a few other functions. And of course, you've got a place to rest your hands, so you're always going to know where your fingertips are without having to check over and look at the screen. Another typical Skoda safety feature. 2 USB-C charge points in here, loads of space. You'll notice that there's plenty of binnacles and space around the car, enough for a 1.5 litre water bottle. You've got 2 coffee cups there, plenty of space. This is something that Skoda's always been particularly good at, and it's something they continue into 2020 with the new Octavia. And if we just look up top, you'll notice that we've got the SOS emergency assist there. Any problems, give them a call. And of course, they're going to know where you are and what you're going to be needing to be done. You've got as well these little reading lights here, which are touch sensitive. You can adjust the intensity. As you can see there, again, one of the simply clever features that Skoda's been put into this new Octavia. So the new Octavia styling, bringing it bang up to date with the rest of the Skoda range. Obviously aping quite a lot of the Superb that we've got in the current range, but really, really having its own distinct identity as well. Like I said, you've got this bold front grille containing the safety system. You've got power bulge on the bonnet. Looks aggressive, but at the same time very fresh, very clean, and very, very modern. And of course, you've got crystalline elements in the headlights, which really, really do stand out in comparison to a lot of other manufacturers, really giving a distinct fresh look on the face of the Octavia. As we scroll around, as I mentioned earlier on the wheels, they're all brought bang up to date for 2020. And and as you follow these contours and swage lines down the side of the car, you really can see the difference in what it's made over the previous generation Octavia, which has been a very, very popular seller in the UK, and we presume that this one is going to be as well. Indeed, it has the safety functions and systems, it has the looks, it has the capability, and more importantly, it is accessible. It's incredibly well priced, this car. We've got a number of offers on at the moment. Skoda Finance, for instance, are contributing 3 months of your payments towards that on these brand new Octavias. So, if you are very interested in having a chat with us about this, obviously you can follow the links that are attached to this, and we'll be able to go through in a little bit more detail the finance options you've got, and obviously how you can get into one of these brand new 2020 Octavias.
Excellent. So now you've actually seen the car on the road, and also an in-depth presentation by our in-house resident, Mike, which I'd like to say thank you very much for. Did a fantastic job. Why don't you pop down, obviously, where you can configure your perfect new Octavia with one of our specialists, and also take the vehicle for a test drive yourself. So we are taking bookings. Either hit us in the comments below, somebody will get back in touch with you to arrange for a test drive, or alternatively go on our website at www.lookers.co.uk/Skoda, and we'll hopefully see you very soon in the showroom.